Today we're in Pakistan for the first time on the channel, and we'll be throwing ourselves in at the deep end with a 29-hour trip across the whole country, so let's go and experience it all together. Hello and welcome to Islamabad, capital of Pakistan. People told me not to come to this very misunderstood country, but I'm so glad I did. The people were so friendly and it was one of the best experiences of my life. I've just got back from an amazing week-long trip up in the north of the country around Gilgit and Baltistan, which honestly blew my mind with its stunning mountain ranges and raw natural beauty. But now I'm ready to start my Pakistani train trips for real, and why not get things going with a 29-hour marathon crossing the country's rail network from top to bottom? We've had to make the 45-minute taxi ride from Islamabad to Rawalpindi because even though the capital has a station, nearly all of the long-distance trains don't actually go there. Also, the city's BRT doesn't have a station here, with the nearest one a 20-minute walk away. The station was built in 1881 under British colonial rule and has the unique Victorian style along with yellow sandstone brick walls. The foyer of the station is a dark and dingy affair with little more than a ticket window and a single ticket machine. Our train today is the 8-down TEZGAM service from Rawalpindi to Karachi, leaving at 8 AM.
Yes, show me your ticket. After this train, your train will be placed this platform, and second is your coach number.
After having my ticket inspected by the very helpful security guard, we're through to the platform. We're still a little early, so I'm going to pop and have a quick breakfast at the cafe on platform 1. I just had toast, jam and a cup of tea, which cost 140 Pakistani rupees in total. And then around 15 minutes before scheduled departure time, our train pulls into the platform. The trains in Pakistan are long. The TEZGAM rate consists of a generator car, 17 passenger coaches, 10 of which start here at Rawalpindi, and another 7 which are connected at Lahore at lunchtime today, along with a dining car. There is a total of 4 different classes of coach. These are from cheapest to most expensive, economy, AC standard, AC business and AC sleeper. We'll be in the second top tier today, an AC business class coach. Hauling us will be a General Electric GEU20 Evolution diesel electric locomotive. These were introduced in 2019 and have a top speed of 120 km per hour and a power output of 1640 kilowatts. Before we get on board, let's check out today's route from Rawalpindi down to Karachi. If you need some last minute supplies, then you'll find vendors selling their wares along most of the platform's length. Boarding is not level, and I didn't see any ramps or lifts on any trains on my travels in Pakistan. And here's my home for all of today and much of tomorrow, a 6-bed business class compartment, which myself and Super Albs have booked out for private occupancy. We depart, very slowly but on time, at 8 AM. This trip from Rawalpindi to Karachi is 1,548 kilometres in distance and was scheduled to take 27 hours and 5 minutes of travel time, arriving at 11:05 AM tomorrow morning. But as with most things in this country, you should allow a few hours on top of that for delays. Oh yeah, and the doors don't lock shut at all. The cost for one adult ticket in business class is 10,000 rupees. However, if you want to book out the whole room, you can purchase children's tickets for the remaining berths, which cost 5,000 rupees each. Unlike with India's silly booking system, you can select the exact room and beds upon booking, so you know that it will be private if desired. So our total for the whole trip with the compartment to ourselves was 40,000 rupees, which I think is pretty good value. One thing I noticed in Pakistan is how all of the points and signals are still manually controlled by wires running from the signal box to the infrastructure. It's quite amazing that it still all works most of the time. If you want ad-free early access to every video, great perks, and to help me do bigger and better reviews, then become a channel member from just £1.99 per month. Just click the link above now, or the join button in every video. Thank you! We make 28 intermediate stops in total on this route, and after about 2 hours on the go, our third stop is at Jhelum. This city of 190,000 people is known as the City of Soldiers, as a large percentage were enlisted in the British Army during colonial times. As much of this main line is still only single track, especially the bridge that's coming up, we have to wait here for this northbound service to clear the section ahead and enter the passing loop at the station. Back on the move, and I just love these old semaphore signals. We now start to cross over the River Jhelum. The name Jhelum means pure water and snow in Punjabi, as the water from this river flows down from the mighty Himalayan range some 400 kilometres to the northeast. This single-track railway bridge was built in 1878 and is named after Queen Victoria. It is an impressive 4.3 kilometres, which was quite a feat in those days to be constructed with no heavy machinery whatsoever. Okay, I think it's time to check out the compartment. There are 6 bunks in these business class rooms, and the door can only be locked from the inside. There is a nicely padded bottom cushion and backrest, but the position is a bit upright for my liking. In day mode, the middle bunk is folded up so everyone can sit on the lower one, and then it can be folded down when it's bedtime. By the way, the bottom bunk was definitely more padded than the other two. Bedding is provided at additional cost, but I'll talk about that a bit later on. Luggage can be stored on these racks by the doors or underneath the bottom bunks. Lighting and fan control switches are located just inside the door. Don't worry though, the cabins are fully air conditioned, the fan is just for additional air movement. There is a storage rack just below this too. There is a large and sturdy table by the window, and a litter bin and 2 USB-A sockets underneath it. These are the only power sockets in the room. Each bed also has a personal reading light, but none of these worked in our cabin on this trip. Lastly, there is a bottle holder and a blind on the window, but for some reason I forgot to demonstrate this. All in all, it was fairly clean and not a bad room, about what you'd expect from a European C6 couchette coach. It was at this point, after about 3.5 hours of travel, that our presents had been relayed along the line, and after a short meeting, we were then allocated our own personal policeman. He was totally lovely, spoke good English, and was very inquisitive as to our trip, and to this day he still messages me on WhatsApp to ask what I've been up to lately. Now let's head up the front and get a closer look at our thrashy LOCO. I don't think there is any better place to enjoy the journey than at an open door right behind the LOCO, do you? Each coach is equipped with 2 toilets which dump their waste onto the tracks. The first is Western style. I'm afraid to say they weren't particularly inviting, but at least they were functional, with the water working. Don't expect soap or toilet paper though. The second is an Asian style squatty potty. Ditto the details of the first one, but it absolutely stunk for good measure too. On the approach to Lahore, we crossed the 450-metre bridge over the Ravi River. This important transboundary river runs 720 kilometres through northwestern India and eastern Pakistan. Lahore is Pakistan's second largest city with a population of 13 million and is capital of the Punjab region. The people and animals live their lives so close to the railway, it must be hard. The poverty is also very noticeable, which is desperately sad to see. I'll have more Pakistan content coming up over the coming months ahead, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. We pull into Lahore Junction Station, running only around 15 minutes late at this point. That's basically on time for Pakistan Railways. We are booked to have a half-hour stop here to allow a LOCO change and the remaining 7 passenger coaches of our consist, along with a dining car to be connected. I decide to get off and stretch my legs for a bit, and I'm immediately surrounded by people offering me food menus for everything from drinks to bakery items, burgers and pizza. You can place your order, give them your compartment number, and they'll phone it through to the shop and then bring it to you on the train. We ordered a large margherita pizza, which I clarified 3 times should have no meat on it. Anyway, 15 minutes later, a chicken pizza turned up, but we were too hungry to argue and it looked good, and was reasonable value at 2,000 rupees. back on the move, and I guess we should go and check out the newly acquired dining car.
This kitchen.
Assalamualaikum.
This 18-year-old lad was one of the waiting staff and super friendly. It's a full sit-down restaurant with fresh meals cooked on board, along with many drinks and snacks available. My police escort insisted on coming along and buying me a cup of tea. Okay, now let's go and check out the other accommodations on the train. This is AC standard, which has 6 bunk open compartments along one side and then 2 more bunks lengthways along the coach. The price in here from Rawalpindi to Karachi is 7,600 rupees.
Sorry.
There is also economy class, a non-AC version of this coach, which costs 4,600 rupees. Then, at the other end of the scale, this is the top tier AC sleeper. These 2-berth, ensuite compartments have large, comfy beds and cost 13,800 rupees. We had wanted to do this, but they sell out fast and we weren't quick enough. There is also a roaming trolley service selling hot and cold drinks along with snacks. A cup of tea in a mug from here costs 100 rupees. Top tip, you're going to want to bring a bottle of hand sanitizer with you, just saying. Our policeman has now left us and I decide to get a bit more door hanging done as the sun is starting to set. What happened next just sums up Pakistani people. The man from our next door compartment just brought us 4 small oranges. Everyone we met on board this train was so friendly and just wanted to say hi or chat to us. As mentioned earlier, bedding is not provided, however the carriage attendant will rent you a pillow and blanket for 500 rupees. No sheets are available. It was okay, not the best, but better than nothing. We made do. Anyway, good night, see you tomorrow. Good morning from a very misty Sindh province. I have to say, I slept remarkably well. I think I woke up twice, but on the whole the ride was good and the bed was reasonably comfortable. And good news, about 10 minutes after I got up, the tea man came round. I hadn't checked where we were at this point, but on arrival at Shadadpur, I noticed we had lost a lot of time overnight. We were due here at 6:32 AM, so we're now running over 3 hours late. But with train door views like this, I'm certainly not going to complain. Our next stop is Hyderabad. This is Pakistan's 5th largest city with a population of 2.5 million people, but there are nearly 12 million in the local metropolitan area. It's also ranked as one of the poorest cities in the country outside of the northern regions, with an estimated 73% living below the poverty line. As we leave, we can see many ramshackle buildings and slums lining the tracks. This really makes my heart bleed to get a small glimpse of these people going about their lives, and it really makes me realise just how lucky I am, and most of us in the Western world. On the way out of the city, we crossed the 3,120 long River Indus, which supports the daily lives of millions of Pakistani people. This is the most important river in the country, rising in Tibet, flowing across the Himalayas and down the full length of Pakistan to the Arabian Sea near Karachi. What a view we get of our full train as we round this sharp right bend. I love looking out the train as we pass and people watching, like this game of cricket here. Wide ball! If you look right about halfway between Hyderabad and Karachi, you see some amazing rock formations off in the distance. Does anyone know the name of these or their exact location? Leave me a comment below. Anyway, we are now fast approaching the end of today's journey, so let me give you my summary of my experience on board the Pakistan Railways TEZGAM service from Rawalpindi to Karachi in business class. Overall, I had a great, authentic railway experience. Yes, it wasn't the comfiest and definitely not the fastest, but you can't expect that in Pakistan. The staff were all friendly, the room was fine, the AC worked well, it was pretty good value for money, and we weren't too late. We arrive into Karachi Cantt station after just over 29 hours of travel time, around 2 hours and 8 minutes late at 1:13 PM. We are met on the platform by another policeman with a big gun who just wanted to say hello, check we were okay and place us in a taxi to our hotel. Have you been on any trains in Pakistan before? Which ones did you do and how did you find them? Let me know in the comments below. By the way, I'm always open to new video ideas, so send me a DM on Instagram or Twitter if there's anything you really want to see on the channel. Don't forget to subscribe as I publish a new review every Friday. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next week.